spiritual man, woman, right? Then we deal with the education that we've been denied. And take you to the top of the line, the front of the line, the knowledge, right? And the next time is the economic portion. So now, the program, you're recycling money. Like, for example, 100 packets of the platinum packet. The commission is substantial. Substantial. Who can use extra money a month in the budget? Get out of debt. Start building wealth. Get that credit repair stuff, that credit score stuff. Managing debt. No, we want to build wealth. So now we have billions, thousands, billions of dollars recycling through our homes and communities because of education that we decided we're going to educate ourselves. We got all this knowledge among ourselves. Okay, we need to bring college into the homes. And the problem is that we got a chasm in our community. Those who didn't go to school and those who did go to school. It's like they gang banging. It's like in the church. You got all these churches over there. The churches are gang banging, right? Ain't teaching nobody nothing. Ain't nobody life changed nothing. They got at the time the church door closed, the crack dealer shows up at the back door. You can tell by all through the community and the how many for every church then there's a liquor store right next door. We should be able to see that it's broken. And we should have enough sense and gumption to come together to fix it, right? So now we have our spiritual house in order. Because I remember when the Most High touched my spirit, he said, hey, you remember that promise you made to me when you was 18 years old? You know what I'm saying? I sent you to college, paid for it. You're a lawyer now, right? You're doing good. And because you asked me, then at that point in time, he said, you remember what you promised me? Yeah, I told him, hey man, you get me out of this mess, I'm yours, right? So I've been blessed. So now he said, I want you to write a book so you can educate my people about finance and economics. And I said, Lord, I said, Lord, they'll be worse than they ever were. If I do that, they're going to be worse than they ever were. He said, hey, that ain't my problem. That ain't your problem. I was like, wow. He said, wow. He said, guess what? You know that church down the street you've been walking past for the last 10 years? I'm like, oh, no, not that church. No, I've been there a few times. They just fight up in there. They beat up the preacher one time I was up down. They said, no, I want you to go to that church. I was blessed there. I went to I grew up in the church, blessed. And eventually got ordained there as a minister. And then my journey began. So now I got the financial and the spiritual aspect. And when you read the Bible, you actually read the Bible. That's what I'm saying. All these preachers up in there, they're intentionally misleading you because once you read that Bible, you actually read it, then you can't help but see the truth, especially if you're a thinker in the first place. See, I'm an attorney, so when I read the book, it's like, it's a contract. So I read it for what it actually literally says. Then I look at history. I'm a student of history as well. So we're going to look at all those things and put them together, right? So now we have our moral house in check that we constantly got to work on to check ourselves. Because remember, it's progression. We want to overcome our lower beastly nature so we become more spiritual. So it's a journey, right? And that journey includes good works, no matter what the priest told you. Because in the Bible, they kind of throwing it back and forth. It takes good works. And the legacy that you leave behind. And your children able to receive that legacy. And the grace and mercy that you've shown others during your lifetime. Those things matter. Now we go and educate ourselves because we definitely perish because of lack of knowledge. Willingly ignorant sometimes. Or to have information and we stuck on the island by ourselves. We want to bring everybody home now. We want to be able to work together. We want to be a blessing. And them brothers out there on YouTube with all this talent, organize that material. Structure it. So it can be a lesson. So it can be a university program that the people can study from and learn from. And let's quit fighting each other. Got one group arguing against this group, the other group arguing about that group. It doesn't matter how many pyramids you built in the past. How many pyramids are you building today? Let's build some pyramids today, right? So now you got the economy based upon something that has been denied us, that we can use to rebuild our homes and communities. Because right now we get paid $100 a week and only bring $2 home. That don't make no sense. No wonder relationships don't stay together. We got our women on the street, homeless people, our elderly with children living in the street. Because we take $1.3 trillion a year and give it to other people now who build in high rises, living in high rises, whose parents working in the community, and we finance these children now who won't even look your way. Finance their education and growth. And all the money they took out of the community. You're doing it to yourself. We doing it to ourselves. Back in the day when the older generation, that phone would ring 3 times. Before the 9/11, that was really 2001. That's when things really got bad. But now the older clients, they would invest, they would do business in the black community properly and pay the bill ones. But the younger ones, when they came up, scamsters, nothing about business. They just want to take from other people. I had one group of people calling me, and I got calling me about this lady's trust. She was still alive, asking me to change some stuff in her trust. I'm like, what? Have you lost your mind? The audacity for you to even call me and ask me a question like that. But you see it over and over again. Probate. How they get money and it's gone. First thing they want to do is sell it. They don't make no new land. Get you a property management company. Why don't we build property management, refurbish that property and rent it out? They got the programs now where, what they call it, bed and bath places all over the place where people are renting out their places. An asset. And you want to know why communities change character. We're not creating wealth. That's the first thing we have to do. That's emergency. Now I have a program called MEAS, the Main Street Emergency Economic Stimulus Program. That's what this is. So we stop the wealth drain from our community. And we do this by getting our own minds in order. Because we engage in inappropriate behavior. All right? All right, been running my mouth for a while. And eventually we'll get some engagement going on. All right? Okay. So I have a degree in economics, I have a degree in finance and law. So what I've done is create an economic program, a social, political, economic infrastructure. Been doing this for a long time. Okay, Lee, you came back. Terry, hello, Terry. How you doing? We're going to have to talk. You know what I'm saying? I need you to check this program out because I need the sisters on board so we can be a blessings program and get into our homes. Airbnb, thank you. Airbnb programs. We have to learn how to restructure ourselves, restructure our lives. And I talked about they have these, and we have now in our communities, and especially in the Inglewood area where they build a stadium now, they running these black folks out of the communities and so forth. And then the homes, they bought up all the homes. The private companies are about, so you can't, it's terrible. Then we have our real estate companies who individually selling property here and there. I'm like, now I've gone to some meetings before trying to talk to the president there. I'm like, listen, why don't you guys organize and quit looking at predatory one-on-one type thing and educate the community? Got this big lecture hall there. Educate the community so if they're ready to sell, they sell it to you within your consortium. But now you let other people come into your backyard. This is your neighborhood, but you let people come into your backyard and buy up all your property. They don't make new land. And the first thing they do is raise your rent and run everybody else out. Even closing down the motels that people were living in. We just have to think differently. All you Mercedes-Benz drivers and so forth, organize yourself. Buy a dealership. You know what I'm saying? All that money every month, you guys can invest in a dealership. Change the game. Investment groups. Come together. We talk about the money that can be generated and so forth like that. The investment groups, what we'll do, you can't see the program that I'm talking about will bring us intellectually up to par, right? And economically up to par, right? But we behind. But the knowledge-wise, we can go to the front of the line. But what do we do with the knowledge? Now we got resources, money, billions of dollars flowing through the community based on education. Now you buy ownership. Now we can buy corporations, employment, train. Who else does that? But first of all, we have to deprogram and reprogram ourselves. We have to reprogram ourselves, right? So I know it's a lot, but it's really not a lot. I remember when I graduated from college and I wanted to become a financial planner, right? So I bought Money Magazine, financial, with different type of money magazine books. And I started reading that, so I'm like, man, what is this? I didn't understand none of it, but I didn't stop. I kept reading, kept studying. Before you know it, okay. Same thing here. There's something new. And don't tell me you already know this. You don't know it. And if you do know it, you need to learn to implement it. If you do know it, fine. We'll go over it again. But I'm going to show you how to implement that into your life and become profitable helping others. And the Main Street Emergency Economic Stimulus Program is each one teach one program and earn while you learn. Where else will you better make money to educate yourself? And what makes Yale and Harvard and all those big institutions famous is their alumni. They stick together. They pool their resources together. That's where unity, website, Power Through Unity. Not by mistake. Power Through Unity. Right? Just go to the website, powerthrough-unity.org. Check it out. I put a lot of work in that, man. I had to learn how to do that myself because I was tired of giving people money and I got to chase them down. So I didn't want to be a criminal, so I started learning how to do this stuff myself. I'm not beating nobody now or going to an organization and the guy next to you say, man, in 10 years, I want to own my own barbershop. Bruh, 10 years? Do that now. We have a delayed gratification mentality because we don't understand. And Boardwalk Management Investment Group, we want to have that because now the graduates from this program can fill the ranks of Boardwalk Management. Then we can invest in law firms and good educations. Because we're talking about billions of dollars now. You're talking about if you could just 10%, the program of 50 million people, and it's 80 million of us in this country. They've been holding us down to 50 million for a while, but they slipped out. You know what I'm saying? It slipped out. The true number slipped out. 80 million, right? This program is based on, we can get 50 million. That's like 5 people, bringing in 5 people. Area to 5, you do that 4 times. That's 50 million. Every person bring in 5, and their branches bring in 5. Everybody, you do that 4, 5 times, that's 50 million people. And the platinum packet times the percentage rate that I have in the membership, that's $75 billion a year recycling through the community. Just do thinking different. Thinking different. And that one package that I have there, the rate of return is on there. It's a 3,000% rate of return based upon your investment in yourself, based upon your energy, effort,